Hi Dean.
Hi Joe. Right, what are we doing here?
So this is a meeting with Liverpool Combined Authority on Housing First. Obviously we've had some dealings with the West Midlands, and we met a lady called
Amanda Bloxham, who's sort of one of the project leads on the Housing First of the Combined Authority. So I met her at an event in London about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Centre for Homelessness Impact, which is a group that's funded by Crisis. So a sort of sidearm project to look at research down there. And I was actually sat next to Amanda for about 3 hours. And right at the end, when we were about to leave, I mentioned what we did, and she said, "Hey, you need to come up and see us." So 3 months on, here we are, and let's see what they've got to say about Housing First.
Yeah.
Where have we just been? What we've been talking about? Who we've been with? How do you feel?
We're in the amazing city of Liverpool, and we've just been talking to Kate and Claire from the Liverpool Combined Authority, and their remit is to basically focus on the Housing First rollout. So we've been learning an incredible amount about how Housing First is going to roll out within Liverpool.
The Combined Authority is doing the support and delivery of the care package that we talked about themselves. So they've not got a direct, like in Birmingham at Shelter, for example, that's doing that care package, the support package. The Combined Authority is doing it itself here. 6 councils, but they haven't got their own sort of devolved individual Housing First programme, so it's being tackled as a Combined Authority, and we know in the West Midlands that's different. It's interesting, they talked about the fidelity to Housing First, so as in how close can we stay to the principles of what the scheme is designed to do, and that they're focusing on that really strongly here. So they don't want this position of, go and buy me a load of 1-bed flats and put them out there and just put people in them. The choice-based part came across as something they really absolutely stick to.
Really strong. Those principles of Housing First are around making sure that you get the right success levels, so an 85% success rate of people moving into
places they want to be in locations they want to be in,
versus the current sort of step model, which is about a 40% success rate. And the only reason you get the really high percentages if you have that fidelity to those key principles. So that came across really strongly. So they spent some time building the foundations basically to launch the programme in the right way.
It's kind of counterintuitive as a landlord though, isn't it? Because what we were kind of saying there was, okay, if we bought 25 1-bedroom flats in Liverpool and gave them to you now, they're kind of saying, well, we might have a lot of Housing First clients that don't want to live in those flats. However, we need those flats available for people that do come through when they want them. So what do you do as a landlord? Do you just hold them empty? You can't do that. So the model they have at the moment is that housing associations will be allowed to use those flats for, single persons or small families on the normal housing benefit register, on the more housing waiting list. But then when there's a turnover, if a requirement comes through for a Housing First client to live in that flat, they'll get first dibs on the flat if they want it. That doesn't mean you sit there and hold them empty, but it could mean you buy 20 flats in Liverpool for Housing First clients, you end up putting normal families in there that are on the housing waiting list, and you never actually house a Housing First client. So that's interesting. That's the way I was looking at it anyway.
I think the key point is availability of housing stock at the right standard for people who need it.
People who need it, Housing First or not.
If it's suitable for Housing First, fantastic, it goes into it. You just need obviously a bigger stock.
So what we've got to do now, we've got to do some modelling. We always have to do some modelling. So we're going to take a look at the councils in the area, the prices of 1-bedroom flats that are out there, link those to the LHA rate and see what washes its face as a normal social housing tenancy. If that's viable, present that back. If it's not, present back what the loss would be and why that doesn't stack up, and then hopefully have an introduction to those councils to look at how we could help do something that does make a surplus to balance out that loss on the LHA side, right? So that's our model. So we'll take that away, we'll do that work, present it back, and then see where we go.
Every day's a school day.
Do you know where 40% of the world's cranes are?
Nope.
Dubai. This is outrageous. What I've done, obviously just come out of that meeting, quick look on Rightmove, I don't know if you can see that. Liverpool, Merseyside, 1-bedrooms, I know I'm looking at all the areas, up to 60,000, so how many 1-bed flats have we got up to 60,000? Quick search, The first 25 of 72 one-bedroom flats. 72. And if the LHA rate is, I don't know, 390, 400, you know, you should be able to wash your face on that sort of rent. So they're there. How many one-bed flats do you think are for sale in Liverpool? Up to £60,000.
Up to 60. 14.
75.
Wow. Up to 60?
Up to 60. So 60 is the top end. If I sort by lowest, I know you've got auctions and stuff in there, but 10 grand guide price, 20 grand guide price, take the auctions out. Offers in excess of 40,000, 40,000 one-bed flat, 40,000 one-bed flat, 40 grand. 40 grand's a stamp duty mark. So you're going to negotiate those at 38,000, that saves you 3 grand.
Yeah.
42,000, I mean it's hundreds, what, 72? If you get one at 40,000 and the LHA is 394, you've got a 12% yield.